Namaste, yoga friends. Welcome to today's Kids Yoga Meets Astrology. My name's Doreen Foxwell, and today the planet Mercury finally came out of retrograde. Hip, hip, hooray! We are out of Mercury retrograde, but are we? There's actually a 2-week swing period that you're in something called Mercury shadow. And it's the 2 weeks before Mercury retrograde starts, and now it's going to be 2 weeks after Mercury retrograde ends, which means you may still feel some of the aftermath and the effects of what happens during a Mercury retrograde. And I am here to share 1 or 2 funny stories that happened to me. I have been having these dummy lights coming on in my car for the past few weeks. Actually, maybe even a month. When I got back from traveling from New York back to North Carolina, I had a dummy light on. And I was like, I'll deal with it when I get back to North Carolina, and then it went off. And then a different dummy light came on. And then that one went off after a few days. And then another dummy light came on. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mercury retrograde is really driving me crazy. And then I was speaking with one of my brothers who is so good with cars. And he simply said, Doreen, it sounds like your battery. Have you had your battery checked? No, I haven't had my battery checked. Isn't there a dummy light for that? Sure enough, my baby brother, so smart, it was the battery, and poor Mercury retrograde was getting all the blame for it. The next day, I am driving home and I'm having all these people flashing me on my drive home from my studio to home, because it was like that twilight time of night. And I'm thinking, wow, my battery really got my lights bright. Everyone's flashing me. Winds up, I stop at a light and this gentleman's next to me telling me to pull down my window. And I pull my window down and he's telling me, your lights are not on. I start laughing. Once again, I'm thinking Mercury retrograde messed with it. And it simply was the mechanics turned my lights from auto to off. And so there you go. That's my Mercury retrograde funny story. But for the next 2 weeks, it still can affect your electronics, your communication, your cars, batteries in your house and in your car, like I had. And so just be aware of that. But what this means with Mercury going direct, it's called, this is the time when things will start to move forward. If you were feeling like sluggish, pulled back, if your kids were feeling that way, they just didn't feel like doing things, they didn't want to do things, they want, any of those kind of feelings happen in a Mercury retrograde, because you're supposed to reevaluate and redo things. And the next 2 weeks are actually perfect times. If you didn't get to things, if you put things off, it is the perfect time in these next 2 weeks to go back, finish those type of projects or things for your children and for yourself. And then we have even more energy happening besides Mercury going direct. We are entering a new zodiac sign. We are leaving Capricorn season and we are going into the beautiful minds of Aquarians, the Aquarius season. The Aquarians are the humanitarians. That's a mouthful. Those are the children that care so much about animals, about bugs even. They care so much about their friends and people's feelings. They're super sensitive sometimes to all of that. That is the season we are going into. This is the times that it's for the good of all mankind and of all people. So if you have an Aquarian child or a super sensitive child to those type of needs, this is when you really want to give them some extra attention, because we're going into a new moon this weekend, and a new moon as it is brings that emotional energy energy, whether it's a new moon or a full moon, emotions get involved. The moon is very, very emotional. It's your emotional body. And so your children might be really filled with emotions going into this new moon Saturday. So these are all types of little things happening all together. And so there is an energy shift, but it is a great energy shift. It's a great time for change. We need change. We don't want to have a repeat of 2020 to 2022. We want a brand new year, 2023. And this is the first new moon of 2023 happening. And so let's take this time with your child to just take a moment and breathe. We're going to reach up high, breathe in the energy of 2023. We're going to bow down or reach down low. We're going to come back to center for a moment. We're going to bring our arms way up high, swinging them up, reaching up for that breath. Can you reach that breath? Can you pull that breath down to your solar plexus? Bring it right in here, that creative energy area. Hold it there for a moment as you inhale and exhale. Can you welcome the energy of Aquarius? Bring that energy in. Everybody can use this new energy out there, but especially the kids today. Have them close their eyes and ask your child to think about one thing they'd like to change in this world. If they could change just one thing, what would it be? You could ask a 2-year-old this. You could ask a 20-year-old this. Let them think about what that would be, and then send that energy out to the world. And so it is, and so it will be. Namaste. Have a great yoga day.